I strongly disagree with the strategy of market timing in a primary home purchase. Your chief focus when purchasing a primary home should not be speculation. Prolonged delays in rental market can lead to permanent capital damage, or worse, you may lose your chance to re-enter the market in the future. Hi, Danny Lau here with Lion Real Estate, empowering individuals and families with financial success through real estate. I'm here to debunk the market timing home purchase myth. Buy low, sell high is not your best strategy when buying your primary home. Let's focus on the function of a primary home from a financial standpoint first. It is main residence that belongs to you. It can be an apartment, condominium, single-family home, houseboat, you name it. You have a lot of options to choose from. The bottom line is a primary home helps you to stop paying rent. You no longer have to bleed every month without future return on that money. Think of it as living in a savings account. The chief purpose of your primary home is not to make money, even though value increase can be a byproduct of building equity. If you want to learn more, please check out my other video on rent versus ownership, link in the description below. The United States government incentivizes home ownership. They do so through property tax deductions, mortgage interest deductions, down payment assistance programs, and a lower barrier of entry to qualify for a mortgage. These incentives largely do not apply towards a secondary home nor for investment properties. That said, when you aim to time your purchase while you're still renting, you're effectively in speculative territory. How do you know that you're speculating? Well, you're making a decision based on a projection you suspect will happen in the future, instead of a data-driven decision made based on information gathered today. If you qualified for a home purchase, and the sole reason you choose to stay in the rental market is a hope that the market will face a downturn. In other words, you're waiting on a recession, you're gambling with future financial stability and the capital you currently have on hand. Atom Data Solutions, a leading real estate provider, looked at home prices during the last 5 recessions since 1980 and found that only twice, in 1990 and in 2008, did home prices come down during the recession. In 1990, it was less than 1%. During the other 3, prices actually went up. History does not dictate the future. Further, the opportunity cost you now face is this. How much do you lose in rent leading up to the market bottoming out? Time is not your friend when you're renting. You may or may not gain from a market decline, but while you wait, you're certain to lose in rent every single month. Not to mention, the condition of the homes you'll run into during a recession, they may not be in a condition you'll be able to borrow money against. Not every listing you spot will be a good deal. Many times, additional capital is required for immediate repairs before you can even move in. So, when should you buy a home? When you and your family are financially ready. Talk to a trusted local lender. They will guide you with credit score requirements, down payment amounts, and walk you through the borrowing process. Make sure you don't overstretch yourself so you don't become a slave to your house. And always get a fixed rate mortgage. Pick a home in a good neighborhood, ideally at least 3 beds, and it's always a plus if the house is in a good school district. Those home characteristics tend to be the least volatile during a decline, and when you are emotionally and financially ready, it's time to go home shopping. Remember, the chief purpose of your primary home is not to make money. It's to be financially prudent and generate long-term returns. At the end of the day, if you bought at a high, there's no reason to fret as long as you can make the payment. There's no damage unless you sell the home. On the flip side, even if you bought at a low and now you have equity, you cannot access it until you sell it. If you live in a free economy with modest inflation targets, over long periods of time, your home value will increase at a pace that keeps up with or rises above inflation. You will build equity. Let compound interest in time do the heavy lifting. A few caveats before I wrap up this video. 1. For practical purposes, purchasing during an extreme housing bubble should be avoided, even as a primary home. You're better off finding a comparable home in a 30 to 50 mile radius in a different micro market. 2. Investment properties are not covered in the scope of this video. There are intelligent things to do with investment capital in every market and scenario, and sometimes holding cash and waiting can be the smartest thing to do. There's so many more things we could cover and dive into on this topic. If you find this discussion helpful, please like this video and click the subscribe button below. Or if you have any questions, please leave a comment. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This is Danny Lau here with Lion Real Estate. Until next time.